This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last session, we have discussed about the user management, and we have discussed how to configure the users and how can we manage the users and how can we deactivate the users and freeze the users and how can we get the user permissions. That means how can we get the access to log in into that user account as an administrator by using login access policies. All these options we have discussed. Okay. So now today we'll see the concept of role hierarchy. We'll see what exactly the role and how to set up the roles inside your Salesforce instance. What is the use of this role hierarchy? And how can we set up the role hierarchy inside your Salesforce organization? And how can we assign the roles to the users? What is the use of assigning the role to the user? That means what the role hierarchy will do, we'll see practically today here. Now, for example, assume that I have an organization. In this organization, we have so many employees are available. We have so many employees are working inside this organization. So whenever we are going to be joining into a company, definitely the company is going to be allocating a role, right? Role means a designation. A designation, right? Yes. Depends upon your technical skills, depends upon your years of experience. The company is going to be allocating some designation. Okay? The company will allocate certain designation to you over there. So for every employee, will be having a designation or role. So now whenever I'm assigning a designation to that employee, then that each designation will be giving some set of roles and responsibilities to you. Like for example, if you are a junior member, you will be having some set of roles and responsibilities. If you are a senior member in the team, you will be having some set of roles and responsibilities. If you are a technical lead, you will be having some roles and responsibilities. If it is a project manager, you will be having some different roles and responsibilities. That means what? Each designation or each role will be providing a set of roles and responsibilities. Okay, each designation, each role will provide a set of roles and responsibilities, okay, which the employee can perform. So like the similar way in Salesforce also, we can assign some roles to the users. Like the similar way, we can assign some roles to the users inside your Salesforce organization also. In our Salesforce organization, we have added some set of users. We have created some set of users, and for those users also, we can assign some roles. For each and every user also, we can assign a role. Like when you go to some company, they will be having the designations like this. Okay, in few companies, they will be having the designations like this. Like they will be having that CEO. Company CEO will be available. He's the top level person in the company. So below the CEO, they will be having a CTO, nothing but Chief Technology Officer. And then along with that, he will be having okay, one more employee. Like for example, he will be having CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and then they will be having an employee like some COO, Chief Operating Officer. Like that, they will be having some set of designations are available. CEO will be the top level role person, nothing but top level person who is the founder of the company or who is the founder of this organization. He is the top level person in the organization. So below the CEO, they will be having CTO, Chief Technology Officer, and then Chief Financial Officer, Chief Operating Officer. And then below this is CTO. Okay, below this is CTO, they will be having some more employees also. Below this is CTO, they will be having some more employees. Below the CTO, they will be having few more employees also. Like they will be having a vice president. Under this vice president, they will be having the business unit head, BU head. Under this BU head, they will be having program managers. Under this program manager, they will be having some project manager. Under this program manager, they will be having the project manager. Under this project manager, they will be having some technical leads. Tech leads. Under this technical leads, under this technical lead, they will be having the senior software engineers. Senior software engineers. Under this technical lead, they will be having that software engineers also. Software engineer. And along with this here, they will be having that associated software engineer. Under this, they will be having that associated software engineer. Okay. Under this, we are having associated software engineer. Like that, here you will be having some roles and responsibilities. That means you are having some roles. You will be having some designations here. So now in this case, these designations are, these roles are different from company to company. In few companies, you will be having the designations like software engineer, senior software engineer, and then module lead, technical lead, project manager, program manager, like that. But when you go to some different company, they will be having some different roles, like as associated consultant, such a consultant, senior consultant, principal consultant, project manager, like that. They will be having some different designation. That means what? Company to company or organization to organization, designations are completely different. Okay, the designations are completely different. So like the similar way here also, so when coming to a Salesforce instance also, we are having so many users are available. For those users, we can assign some roles also. Okay, for that users also, we can assign some roles. Then how can we set up the roles? So now when coming to the Salesforce instance, they have given a feature to set up the role hierarchy. We can able to set up the role hierarchy also. So depends upon your organization, we can able to configure the role hierarchy also inside your organization. There is a possibilities available over there. Now, so now in this case, when coming to your organization also, we can able to set up the role hierarchy as well. Depends upon your company requirement, depends upon your organization requirement, we can able to configure your own role hierarchy. That facility is available. Now, so now here in this case, how can we configure this role hierarchy? Now let's see practically in this case. Okay, how to configure this role hierarchy? Now let's see practically in this case. So if you want to set up the role hierarchy, then we have to go to that setup menu. Go to the administrator menu in the left panel. Click on manage users. Inside that we are having an option called as roles. Okay, we have an option called as roles. So go to the setup menu. Go to the administrator menu in the left panel. Click on manage users and then click on roles. So now by using these options, we can able to set up the role hierarchy and we can assign this role hierarchy to the users itself. Now, so now in this case, I would like to set up some role hierarchy over here. As part of my organization, I would like to configure the role hierarchy like this. I would like to have the CEO role. Below that CEO role, I would like to have the CFO. So I'm having the CEO role, and then below that CEO role, I would like to configure the CFO, and then I would like to configure COO, and then I would like to configure CTO. Okay, and then beside below this CTO role, I would like to configure vice president role. So this is the role hierarchy I want to set up, because here I'm having 5 users are there inside my organization. I want to set up the role hierarchy like this. Okay, now, so now here in this case here, so now I would like to configure the role hierarchy like this: CEO, and below that CEO, I would like to configure CFO, COO, and the CTO. Now, in this case, what will happen? Now these 3 people, okay, these 3 people are reporting to CEO. So CEO will be the superior, and then these 3 people are subordinates. Okay, these are subordinates. Now, so he is a CEO, nothing but he is a top level person, and then he is a controller. Okay, he is a controller, and then these people are going to be reporting to CEO. So these are the subordinates, these are the superior. He is a superior. And from these two, CTO will be the superior, and then vice president will be the subordinate over here. So they will be having like as a superior and then subordinates. But in this case, the CFO and the COO, CTO, these people are siblings. Siblings means what? The people who are in the same generations. Like for example, in my family, assume that I'm having some 4 members are there. 2 brothers and then 1 sister. Along with me, I have 3 brothers. So in this case, what happened? We 4 are siblings. Okay, we 4 are siblings. That means we're in the same generation. We are in the same generation, so that we 4 are siblings. Like the similar way, these 3 people are siblings: CFO, COO, and the CTO. These 3 people are siblings, and then they are going to be reporting to the CEO. So now CEO will be the top level person, and below that CEO, they will be having this subordinates are available over here. Now, so now here in this case, now let's see. As a subordinate, what is our responsibility? Every day we need to update to my superior. Nothing but we have to report to the manager over here. So now as a junior member in the team, I need to report to the manager because I have been elected to be a manager. So every day I need to update the status to a manager. So every day morning he will be assigning some tasks to me. I need to complete those tasks, and by end of the day I have to update the status to a manager. So because he is my manager, I'm reporting to him, so that I need to give the update to him. Okay, I need to give the update to him. So now here in this case, what happened? Every day we are going to be updating to that manager here, so that here we are going to be responsible for that manager. Okay, we are responsible to that manager basically here. Now, so now in this case, how can we configure this role hierarchy? Now let's see practically in this case. So I would like to create the role hierarchy like this. Okay, CEO, CFO, COO, CTO, and the vice president. So now tell me these designation we are assigning to whom? We are assigning these roles to the users. Okay, now we can assign the role to the users. We can assign the role to the user. Okay, we can assign the role to the user. Then how can we assign the roles to the user? We'll see practically over here. Now, so now tell me what is the association between this one. For example, I'm having a role like as some, okay, I'm having a role like as some project manager. So now tell me how many employees will be there with the same designation project manager? Only 1 person? No, we are having so many project managers are there in the company. We're having so many technical leads are there, so many software engineers are there, so many senior software engineers are there, so many program managers are available. That means what? So now in this case, what happened? So now one designation can be allocated to that multiple people. Okay, multiple employees will be having same designations, because all the people are same designation, same experience. For example, today 100 people has been joined my company. All are freshers. All are freshers. 100 people are freshers. For all the people, what is the designation we are allocating? Associated software engineer. Everybody, all the 100 people are having the same designation over there. That means what? We are going to be assigning the same designation to the multiple users over here, so that one role can be get assigned to multiple users. Now tell me, so now one employee can have how many designations? Only one. As an employee, you may be either associated software engineer or a technical lead or a project manager like that. But you can't have multiple designations. A person can have only one designation. Like the similar way here also. So when coming to that roles, we can assign the roles over here. So now here in this case, role to user. So what is the association here? One role can be get assigned to multiple users. One role can be get assigned to multiple users here. So now each user will be having how many roles? So now in this case, each and every user will be having only one role, nothing but only one designation will be available. So not multiple. So in this case, a role to user one-to-many association and the user to role one-to-one association. Each user should have only one designation, not multiple. But one role can be get assigned to the multiple users also. That facility is available over here. So now in this case here, so role to user we are having one-to-many association and user to role we are having one-to-one association is available. So now in this case, all the users information will be storing inside this user object. All the roles information will be storing inside that user role object. User role object. User role object contains all the roles information. All the roles information will be getting available inside this user role object. All the roles information will be getting available inside an object called as user role object. Okay, now. So in this case, how can we set up the role hierarchy and how to assign these roles to the users? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so how to configure this role hierarchy? Now let's see practically, and then how can we assign the roles to the users? Now let's see practically as part of this implementation. Now, so whenever if you want to create the set up the role hierarchy, we have to go to the option called as roles, which is available under the setup menu. Go to the administrator menu in the left panel. Click on manage users. Inside that you will be having an option called as roles. Now, let's see. Go to the practical part. Go to the administrator menu in the left panel. Manage users. And then click on roles. And click on roles. Now, so it is indicating that here by default Salesforce is giving some information to you about the role hierarchy. Like we are having a CEO. Okay, we are having a CEO. Below the CEO, okay, 3 reporting people are available here. Okay, 3 reporting people are available. So now CEO will be the superior, nothing but manager, and these 3 people are subordinates. So now below the CEO, they will be having Western Sales Director, Eastern Sales Director, and International Sales Director. 3 people are available. Below this Western Sales Director, they're having Western Sales Representative, and below this Western Sales Director, Eastern Sales Director, they will be having Eastern Sales Representative. Below this International Sales Director, they will be having International Sales Representative. Like that here, below this each and every person, they will be having some subordinates. So this is the flow is going on. Wherever you go, okay, wherever you go, you will be having, like as when you go to your real world also, in our families also, we are having the 4 fathers, and then you will be having your grandfather, and then your father, and then you will be the person. You will be having your own kids also. They will be having their own kids. Like that, this hierarchy will be keep on expanding automatically. So like the similar way here also, we can configure the roles, and these roles we can assign to the users as part of that implementation. Now, so now let's see here. Click on the setup roles button. Click on setup roles button.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the flow chart at the say Western Sales Representative, in the box there is a other CA role, OR role. What about that, sir?
Which one?
Can you open? There is a Western Sales Representative box, CA Sales Representative, OR Sales What about
These are the state name because Western sales representative was, this is the Western area. Okay. So in that one, you will be having the California related sales representative, like that, they will be having that. Okay.
area
So
wise?
these are the sub area wise. Okay. So like
Okay.
as in Eastern sales director, inside this Eastern countries, they will be having New York area also, Massachusetts area also, like that. Under this international sales representative, they will be having Asian sales representative and European sales representative. Like that, they will be having some more subordinates also over here.
Okay, okay, thanks.
Like that, they will be having that completely. The hierarchy will be keep on expand. Now, here also by default, Salesforce has given a default role hierarchy over here. So it has given the company name like as MNC. So it is showing the company name as MNC because upon creating this Salesforce account, I have given my company name as MNC. That means in the registration form, upon creating a new Salesforce account, inside that registration form, I have given that company name as MNC, so that it is giving that name as MNC over here. Now, and after that, inside this MNC, they will be having that CEO role. Okay, you will be having that CEO role is available. Expand this one. When you expand this one, it is indicating that you will be having the CEO of the company over here, and then below the CEO, you will be having that CFO, you will be having COO, you will be having Senior Vice President for Customer Service and Support, and then Senior Vice President for your HR, Senior Vice President for Sales and Marketing. All these people are going to be reporting to a person called as CEO. Okay. So all these people are reporting to the CEO. That means all these people are subordinates of CEO, and these people are siblings. Because that means they are in the same hierarchy. Okay, they are in the same hierarchy over here. When you observe the hierarchy, they are in the same hierarchy over here. They are in the same hierarchy, so that here these all are siblings. Okay, siblings. That means they are in the same generation. Now, so now here in this case, so you will be having the CEO role. Under the CEO, you will be having CFO, COO, SVP for customer service and support, and then SVP for HR, SVP for sales and marketing. Like that, you'll be having so many employees, so many designations are available. Now, as part of my role hierarchy, okay, I would like to configure the role hierarchy like this. This is the role hierarchy which I'm expecting as part of my Salesforce instance, because I'm having 5 users are there. So I want to assign some different roles to each and every employee. So that I would like to configure these are 5 roles over here inside my role hierarchy. So as part of my organization, I would like to configure this role hierarchy: CEO, CFO, COO, CTO, and then Vice President. So now in this case, CEO role is already there, which has been given by Salesforce. And then we have CFO role is there, COO role is there. And what else we need? We need that CTO role and then Vice President role. Okay, now. So in this case here, where we need to add that CTO role we need to add under CEO. So that here, so now for each and every role, it has given 3 options. One is edit, second one delete, third one assign. That means what? Edit means if you want to change this role name in your company or in your organization, if you're following some different role names, then you can change this role names over. Suppose if this role is not required for you, then you can delete this role also. Suppose if you want to assign this role to a user, then we have to use this assign option. And below this CEO role, if you want to add one more role, then we have to click on add role link over here. Like that, you will be having all these options are available. Now in this case, what I want CEO role. So below that CEO role, I would like to have CFO, COO, and CTO also. But CTO role is not there. I would like to add. Then where we can add over here? Simply go to the CEO. Now the CTO role has to be added where? This has to be reporting to CEO. For that one here, go to that CEO role and then click on add role link. Okay, click on add role link to add a new role under that CEO. Under that CEO, I would like to add a new role over here. So under that CEO, I would like to add a new role. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so now click on add role. I would like to add the role. What is the role label over here? CTO. I would like to add CTO. So now this role is reporting to whom? CEO. Now role names has displayed in the reports. That means upon creating the reports, how this role name has to be get visible. I want to show same like a CTO only. I don't want to display different names inside the report. I want to show the same name over there. Now click on save button. Once you click on save button, this role will be adding to that CEO. Now let's go to the role hierarchy again. Click on roles. Click on setup roles button. Now you will be having this role is available. We have CEO. Under the CEO, we have CFO, COO, and CTO. We have added this role. Now under the CTO, I would like to add one more role called as Vice President role. Okay. So below the CTO, I want to add one more role. So click on add role link. Under the CTO, I would like to add the role with the name Vice President. I want to show the name in the report as Vice President. This role should be reporting to CTO only. Okay, this role reports to CTO. Now click on save button. So the new role will be getting added over here. Under the CTO, a new role will be getting added with the name Vice President. Now let's go to the role hierarchy. Click on setup roles. Now we are having under the CTO, click on this plus button. We can see that here. Under the CTO, we are having Vice President. So we have CEO. Under the CEO, we are having CFO, COO, CTO. Under the CTO, we are having that Vice President role is available. This is how we need to configure the role hierarchy inside your Salesforce instance. Okay, this is the way we are going to be configuring the role hierarchy inside your Salesforce instance.
Feroz?
Yes.
Feroz, I have one question.
Yes.
If I want to delete CTO, how we can delete it?
Now we can delete directly over here. Once you click on this delete button, directly we can delete. Now here one small point. Okay, let me explain one small point over here. Suppose if the CTO role is already assigned to a user, okay, if the CTO role is already has been assigned to a user, then you can't remove this role over here. First of all, you have to change the role of that person here, and then you can able to remove this role. Yeah, tell me now.
Actually, while deleting the CTO, it asks that to reassign the subordinate of CTO to any other user.
Yes, right. Because here it will be clearly indicating that this role cannot be deleted because this role has been using by one of the user, so it's a person. So we can't delete this role. Okay.
How to assign subordinate of CTO to other user?
Sorry.
How to assign subordinate of CTO to other role?
Yeah, I will show you that one. Now today I will show you how to assign the roles to the users. I will show you now. As of now, we have configured the roles. Now we'll see how to assign the roles to the users.
Sir, when I'm trying to do it, it is creating, but I'm not able to see it somehow.
So just expand this, madam. Click on the CTO. They will be having a plus symbol, right? Expand this plus symbol. We can able to see this role, Vice President.
Oh, click on the plus symbol. Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's like as a tree structure. We can able to keep on expand that plus symbol. We can see that. Now, so now once the roles have been getting configured, how can we assign these roles to the users? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so whenever we are going to be assigning the roles to the users, we have two ways are available. Okay, upon assigning the roles to the users, we have two ways. Upon assigning the roles to the users, we have two ways are available. First way is upon creating the user. Upon creating the user, we can able to assign the role. Okay. Upon creating the user, we can assign the role. Second one from role side. Okay, second one from roles side, we can able to assign the roles to the user. From roles side. Now, so in this case, while assigning the roles to the users, we have two ways are available. Okay, the first way is upon creating the user itself, we can assign the role, or upon editing the user also, we can able to assign the role. And second one from roles side. That means whatever the roles you have configured, those roles we can assign to the users. So two ways are available. Let me show you both the ways one by one, and then we'll see what is the difference between this each and every role right now. What is the difference between each role? We'll see that now. Now let's see. How can we assign the roles to the users? Now let's see practically in this case. First, I will show you that upon creating the user or editing the user, I would like to assign the role. Now, these are the various roles are available inside my organization. This is the role hierarchy that I have. I want to assign these roles to the users. When coming to the users, I'm having 5 users are there inside my organization. Like I'm having the training batch user, is a system admin. Second one, we have development user, and then customer user, testing user, manager user. These are the 5 users are available. So for each user, I want to assign a separate role. For the CEO, nothing but CEO role, I want to assign to the training batch user. Okay, because he's a system administrator, right? He's a top level person. He is a system admin. So that he's a top level person, so that I'm assigning CEO role. Next one, CFO, I would like to assign to that manager user. COO role, I want to assign to the testing user. CTO role, I want to assign to development user. Vice President role, I want to assign to the customer user. These are the various users are available inside my organization, and for each user, I want to assign the roles over here. Okay, I want to assign the roles to these users. Then how can we assign the roles to the users? Okay, now let's see practically in this case. Okay, how to assign the roles to the users? Now let's see. I will show you both the mechanisms so that we can understand more. Now, so upon creating the user record or upon editing the user record, we can assign the role to the user. Okay, upon creation or upon editing the user, we can able to assign the roles to that user. There is a possibilities available. Okay, now, so now let's see in this case here. Now, so let's see how can we assign the role. First of all, I want to assign the role to the training batch user. Which role, CEO role, I want to assign. How to assign the role? By using that first option, let me show you. So that already you know that upon creating a user record, okay, in that form, you will be having a field called as role. You will be having a field called as role. That means by using that field, we can assign the role to that user. There is a possibilities available over here. There is a possibility that we can assign the role to that user. Now, so now here in this case here, let's see how can we assign the CEO role to the training batch user. Let's go to the user first. Click on users. Go to this training batch user here, training.batch332@cs.com. Click on edit link. Okay, click on this edit link to edit the user details. Now, here you will be having a field called as role. You are having a field called as role. So now we haven't assigned any role right now. Okay, then in this case, if you want to assign the role, then expand this one. You can see all the roles. Whatever the roles we have created inside your Salesforce instance, inside your organization, all the roles you can able to see over here. Which role you want to assign? CEO role. So that select that CEO. Select the role as CEO for this user. Now click on save button. That's it. Over. Then how do we know for which user which role has been assigned? Now inside this user information itself, inside the users table itself, there is a column called as role column. There is a column called as a role column. We have a column called as role column is available. So here we can see which role we have assigned. So now training that batch user, nothing but training batch user, he will be having CEO role is available. Training batch user, he is having CEO role. Now, so now we have assigned this CEO role to the training batch user. Now, like the similar way, for another user, CFO role I want to assign to home manager user. So go to that users, you will be having the manager user option is available. He is the manager user. For manager user, I haven't assigned any role over here. I did not assign any role right now. So I want to assign the role. So click on this edit link and then change the role. Click on edit. Now select the role as, okay, select the role as, what is the role you want to assign? CFO. Okay, select that role as CFO. I'm assigning CFO role to that manager user. Now click on save. Now role has been assigned. Like that, what needs to be done? Every user record we have to open manually. Edit this user. Now, so now we have assigned this role over here. So now for the manager user, I have assigned the role as CFO. That means what? Each and every user record I have opened and each and every user record I have been modified over here. Now, for example, if I'm assigning this role to each and every user manually, one by one, will it take some more time, right? Yes. For example, assume that in my company, I'm having some 1,000 people out there. Okay, 1,000 people are there. 2 years back, 100 people have joined my company as freshers. Okay, 100 people have joined my company as freshers. In every financial year end, we are going to be giving the promotion to the employees. Okay, we are going to be promoting the employees to the next level. Like as software engineer to senior software engineer, senior software engineer to module lead, and then to technical lead, and then to project manager or the project lead. Like that, we are going to be promoting over. So now in this case, 2 years back, 100 people has been joined the company as freshers. All are fresher people from the campus interviews we have recruited. Okay. Now, so now as per my company policy, once the person has completed the 2 years in the company, then we need to change the designation. Okay, we have to change the designation of those employees. So I need to promote those people, all the 100 people, to that next designation. As of now, they're having all the 100 people are having associated software engineer. Now I need to promote them to software engineer here. So I would like to give the next level of designation. I want to change their role. In this case, what needs to be done? If you are modifying each and every user record one by one, it will be very difficult, right? When you go to some companies, they will be having some lakhs of employees. There, every financial year end, that means during that March end, they are going to be giving the promotion to the employees so that they need to change the designation. So in this case here, how can we do that? Do I need to open every employee record and we need to modify the designation to the next level? No, I don't want to do that manually. I want to, okay, make it in one shot. In this case, I want to use the second way from roles side. Whenever I'm going to be assigning the role to the user upon creating the user record, upon editing the user record, each and every user we have to modify one by one. For every user record, we have to change the designation one by one. In this case, if the number of users are more, it will take more time. It will be impacting on the time-consuming process. It will be time-consuming process always. So for that reason, I would like to use the second option over here. From role side also, I would like to assign the role to the user. How can we do that? Now let's go to the roles side. That means go to the roles. Go to the manage users. Click on roles. Click on setup roles button. Click on setup roles button. So now which role you want to assign? I'm having the testing user. For the testing user, what is the role? COO role. Now let's go to the COO role. You will be having a link called as assign link. Okay. Click on this assign link. To whom you want to assign this role over here? COO role you want to assign to user. For which user? For the testing user. For the testing user, select the users. If you want to assign the same role to the multiple users, then you can select all the users also in one shot. There is a possibility. This is a major advantage over here. If I am assigning the role from a user side, for each user, we have to assign the role separately, one by one. That is a problem. If the number of users are more, it will be a time-consuming process. So that we can go with some roles aside. If I'm assigning the role to the users, then we can select multiple users. So that for multiple users, we can assign the roles in one shot. So that possibility is available to you. That is one of the major benefit over here. Okay, now. So now here I'm assigning the COO role to the testing user. Now click on save button. Next. So now for CTO role, I want to assign to the development user. So go to the CTO, click on assign link. Assign the role to the development user. Okay, I'm selecting development user, click on save. Vice President role, I want to assign to the customer user. So click on assign link, select the user as customer user. Now click on save. Done. We are done with that assigning the roles here. This is how we can able to assign the roles to the users. For each and every user, we can assign only one role. So it's a fundamental principle in Salesforce. A user can have only one profile, only one license, and only one role, not multiple. Okay. A user should be always associated with only one license, with only one profile, with only one role, not multiple. This is a fundamental phenomenon. Now, these are the fundamental principles over here. Now, this is the way we are going to be assigning the roles to the users inside your Salesforce instance. Now, so now in this case, we can raise a question, sir, what is the benefit of this role? Why we are assigning the role to the users? What is the need? Now, whenever, for example, assume that I'm a sales manager. Under me, 2 sales representatives are available. Like as some Ramesh, like as some Pawan, 2 people. two sales representatives are available. Those two people reporting me because I am the sales manager. Those two people are subordinates, nothing but sales representatives. Now tell me, as a manager, I need a tracking mechanism, right? Right? What they're going to do. So what they're doing right now, I want to track. Okay, I want to track what they're doing right now. Because when you go to the IT company also every day, for example, I'm a junior member, like as a senior software engineer. Every day morning, my technical lead or my project manager is assigning some task. I'm working on that task by spending the complete 8 hours of time in the company, and then by end of the day, I need to update the status. I have to update the status to my manager or to my technical lead. That means to my reporting manager, I need to update the status over there. So that means I need to inform to that by sending one email notification. So dear manager, so now today I have sent some 10 requirements to me. From that 7 requirements I have completed. 3 requirements are pending. So I will complete these 3 by tomorrow. I need to send the status. Then only my manager will know. So what is the progress of my task? What is the progress of my work? Based on that, he can update to the client over here. We are responsible to that. We are reporting to the manager. Manager is reporting to client because he is responsible for the entire deliverables. He is responsible for the project deliverables so that he should know what's going on in his team. As a project manager, we have to know what's going on in his team. So for that reason here, he needs a tracking mechanism. So I want to know that, okay, which person is working on what task. So what is the progress of the task? How much percentage of the work has been completed? How much percentage of the work is in pending? What is the action plan for that? So that they can plan accordingly over there. So that they need a tracking mechanism. So now here we need to know, as a project manager, we have to know what's going on in our team. Based on that, we can plan accordingly. Based on that, we can able to plan accordingly over there. Now, so now here in this case, how can we do this one? Now, in this case, how can we do this one? For that reason here, we need to send some email notification to the manager. Suppose if I'm not sending the email notification to the manager, how the manager will know what is the progress of the task? So for that reason here, so now every day by end of the day, we are updating the status to the manager and the client and the technical lead, okay, by sending an email notification. If you forgot to send the email notification in a day, then the manager can't understand what is the progress of the task. That is the problem. For that reason here in Salesforce, we are using the concept of roles. What the role will do, whenever the subordinate creates a record, like for example, whenever the customer, the development user creates a record, that record will be getting visible to his manager automatically by default. Okay. Whenever development user creates a record, that record will be getting visible to his manager. Who is the manager of CTO? CEO person, nothing but training batch user person. So now development user, whenever they're creating the record, automatically record will be getting visible to that manager. So that manager will be having the tracking mechanism. For that reason, we are going to be using this role. What the role will do, whenever the subordinate creates a record, that record will be getting visible to the manager automatically by default. So role will make the subordinates records to be visible to manager by default. We no need to make it visible manually, automatically it will be making it visible. So now in this case, you can raise a question. Sir, whenever the development user is creating a record is visible to the CEO. Then what about the remaining people? Will these people will be able to see the record? No. CFO user will not be able to see the record. COO will not be able to see the record. Vice President will not be able to see the record. So that whenever the subordinate creates a record, automatically that record will be getting visible to the manager people. That means here lower level people's record will be getting visible to that upper level people automatically by default. This is the functionality of role hierarchy. Okay. Now, in this case, let me give the note 5. Upon assigning the roles to the users, if any of the subordinate user creates a record, then it will make it visible to the manager automatically by default. That means subordinates records will be getting visible to the managers by default automatically as part of this role hierarchy. This is the functionality of role hierarchy. So role hierarchy will make the subordinates records will be visible to the managers. Okay. So now let's see practically in this case.
Firoz, I have one question over here.
Yes, tell me.
If I deactivate the development user, then to whom customer user will report?
Sorry?
If I deactivate the development user, then to whom customer user will report?
See, one thing, okay, to be get clarified, that already told you in the previous session itself, user record cannot be removable in Salesforce.
I'm saying deactivate. If I deactivate the development user.
So now whenever if you come deactivating this user, then whatever the customer user is available, then we have to reassign this customer user to a separate manager. Okay, it will prompt you. Okay, it will prompt you to change this manager for this user over here.
Firoz, could you please show that?
Yeah, we'll see that one.
How to reassign?
Now, so in this case, we have to reassign nothing, but we have to change that role. So this is the customer user over here. For example, for this customer user, who is the manager over here? Development user. So where we can see, for example, let's see. When you go to this users, for example, I'm having this customer user is available here. In this case, inside this user, you will be having a field called as manager. There is a field called as manager field. Who is the manager of this user here? Okay, who is the manager of this user? So we can able to assign that here. So when you click on the edit button, we can able to select the manager person. Who is the manager to whom you are going to be reporting over here? So now here when you come down here, you will be having the manager field is available. We can select the manager to whom you would like to report over here. So I am going to be indicating this particular customer user has to report to that development user over here, so that we can select he is a manager. He is the approver for me here. Okay, he is the approver for me. Whenever if I'm applying for the leaves, okay, as a developer, as a customer user, whenever I'm applying for a leave, whenever I'm submitting my team timesheets, whenever I'm going to be submitting any reimbursements, everything will be going for the development user for the approval here. He is my approver. Okay, we can assign the managers also for each and every user, and then automatically approvals will everything will be sending automatically to the user itself. Okay, after that we can able to change the user also. Suppose for example, I am working under Roshan. Okay, Roshan is my project manager. I am the junior member, so I have worked in that under that Roshan for a project. So now Roshan is my manager, I am the subordinate, so every day I am reporting to that Roshan. Suppose for example that project has been completed. I have been assigned to a new project, but that new project, the manager is like some Abhishek. Abhishek will be the new manager for me here. So that they are going to be transferring my ownership, nothing but my manager to that Abhishek. From now onwards, my approval will be completely Abhishek over here. My time sheets and then my work also, my leaves also, everything will be approved by Abhishek. Like that, we can able to change the managers also over there. Okay, like that we can able to assign the managers also for each and every user. Now, so in this case, as part of this role hierarchy, whenever a subordinate creates a record, automatically the record will be getting visible to that manager by default. And the other people inside the organization, like the siblings inside the organization and the subordinates inside the organization, will not be able to access that record. Whenever the development user creates a record, the record should be visible to that CEO. Okay, only the CEO can able to see that record. So, but then the remaining people will not be able to see that record. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically. Because as per the role hierarchy, we have discussed about that. So now whenever I'm configuring the role hierarchy, when a user creates a record, that means when a subordinate creates a record, that record will be visible to his manager automatically. But the other people inside the organization, like as their subordinates and their siblings, those people will not be able to access that record. Now let's see practically in this case whether we can test it, whether my record is visible to all the people or whether my record is accessible only by my manager over here. We can see practically now. Now let's see in this case. So let me log in into the development user account right now. Go to the users. Development user here. Okay, development user. Development user in the sense this is the person here. Whenever the development user is creating a record, then the record should be visible to whom? CEO. Nothing but training batch user should be able to see. But other people should not be able to access. Let's verify what will happen in this case. So let me log in into the development user by using this login link. Click on login. Currently, I have logged into the development user account. Now create an account record. Click on accounts. Click on new button. I am creating a new record. I am giving the name as development user account. Account number 1111. Type I am indicating prospect. Industry is some energy. Annual revenue some 56 lakhs. Rating value some heart. Phone number I am giving some value. Fax number I am giving some value. Website I'm indicating like as some reliance.com. Ownership some public. Priority some high. Active status yes. These are the values which I have entered right now over here. Now click on save button. Now my account record has been created successfully. This is the record which has been created successfully right now. Development user account. This is the account record has been created successfully. Now tell me this record should be visible to whom? The record should be visible to me because as a development user, I am the owner of the record, and along with me, my record should be visible to a manager, that is training batch user. Now let me come out from this user account because the user account owner name is, so now we are having that owner name. The owner is development user. Let me log out from my user account. Let's go to this currently the training batch user here. Currently I'm into the training batch user. Let's verify whether that account record is visible or not. Let's get all the records here. Let's see whether the record is visible or not. What is my record name here? Development user test account. Say starting with the D. Now let's see. Development user account record. The record is visible. Even though the record has been created by the development user, the record is visible to the training batch user because he is a manager. Okay. So whenever the subordinate creates a record, the record is visible to the manager. Now up to this is fine. Then what about the remaining users here? CFO user and the manager user, testing user, customer user. What about these users over here? I want to cross-check that. I want to test it. What about these users right now over here? I want to test it. Now, I want to test it. What about these users over here? Now, so now development user has created the record. The record is visible to the training batch user as it is. Okay, then fine. Now, so now let's see. Now let's see whether this record is visible to the testing user and the manager user, customer user or not. Because I'm having some doubt, okay, because I have some more doubt, I would like to check it out here. Because of this doubt, I would like to check it out. Now, I want to test it, whether this record is visible to that manager user or not here. So that I would like to log into the manager user. I want to test it. So let's go to the manager user right now. Go to the manager user, click on login. Currently, I'm in the manager user. Go to the accounts, get the records, account records. Let's see whether the record is visible or not. Development user account. Nothing but this user is also able to see my record here. Okay, this user is also able to see. Why this user is able to see, I will explain. Okay, so now you can raise the question, sir. You told that development, whenever the development user creates a record, that record will be getting visible only to his manager, like a training batch user, not to all the people. Then the record is visible to these other people also. Then what we can do? Okay, so now we'll see that concept here. There is the next concept. Now, so in this case here, whenever the user is creating the record is visible to his manager also. But other people are also able to see. Now, manager user is also able to see that record. I want to test it with the customer user right now. Whether customer user is maybe able to access my record or not. There is a doubt. I have a doubt. I would like to verify that. Now, the customer user. Log into the customer user. Go to the accounts. Select all the account records over here. Now, development user account. This record is visible to this person also. Nothing but everybody is able to see that record. Okay. Now, customer user also. Nothing but whenever I'm creating a record as a development user, the record is visible to me, my manager, my colleagues also able to see, and my subordinates also able to see that. But I don't want to do that one. I don't want to make it visible to all the people. I want to make it visible only to my manager over here. Then how can we do that? My siblings should not be able to see my record. My subordinate should not be able to see my record. Then how can we restrict? For that reason, Salesforce has given a feature called as OWD, organization-wide defaults. Then what exactly the organization-wide defaults and what is the use, and then what are the various options are available inside this OWD, we'll see in tomorrow's session. In tomorrow's session, we'll see the concept of OWD. OWD concept is very, very important as part of security. Okay. So we'll see this OWD in tomorrow's session. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for your time.
Firoz, is there any topic